We're talking about practice.
On After Hours, the biggest meltdowns in sports history.
Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs?
I'm a man. I'm 40.
I want to eat his children.
Are immortalized with an infamous distinction.
Can't do it.
They are who we thought they were.
You play to win the game.
Now it's time for Amy Lawrence to bring you tonight's candidates for the After Hours Hall of Fame.
Put that in your pipe and smoke.
Here's Amy Lawrence.
You know why I'm here.
The ref really wasn't even listening to nothing that I was saying.
Why don't you just run it? You know, that's a real good thought.
Listen to that! Oh, baby!
I'm sick of it. I'm sick of listening to this shit. I'm sick of the second guessing.
Amy actually stuck her finger up her nose.
Somebody came to me and said, Wilmer's crying. So why? Well, he got traded. To who? For what? I didn't know.
It's unbelievable what they did.
And they run through our ass like shit through a tin horn, man.
I'm looking up, on my back, looking up. All I see is ass.
What do you look like?
It goes out of sight, and we look at each other and go, what in the fuck was that?
John Elway, great dude.
Yeah.
Kubiak, Aggie, my man. Aggie, my man.
He's an idiot. Don't listen to this. He's an idiot. All right, that's what we got to say right there. He's an idiot.
Just give him millions of dollars and not worry about this. You don't get and to a company.
He runs to the 50. He runs to the 40. The guy is drunk.
This is After Hours with Amy Lawrence.
Kevin Harlan. He was our latest inductee into the After Hours Hall of Fame. We need to get him on the show so we can tell him that personally and then play that fantastic audio for him.
He's bare-chested and banging his chest. Somebody stop that man.
Oh, and Kurt Warner was just along for the ride. It's After Hours with Amy Lawrence on CBS Sports Radio, CBSSportsRadio.com. We're going to run through these candidates. You need to vote for the newest After Hours Hall of Fame inductees. We've got 4 candidates. I just retweeted the poll. So sit there, stare at your radio, get ready to vote. You can also weigh in on Facebook. We're going to start with, speaking of, the guy is drunk. Okay, that's not fair, really. We're going to start with Rob Gronkowski, the only player among the candidates tonight who is really excited about the next touchdown that he will score in his career.
One more. I got 69 touchdowns, if you know what I mean. Only you know what I mean, baby.
Only you know what I mean, baby. It's just so ick. Yeah, exactly. He is an overgrown college student. He's never going to grow up.
I mean, baby.
Yeah, I don't know who he was speaking to specifically. Only you know what I mean, baby. Maybe he was using that to hit on a reporter that was there in that group. I have no idea. Oh, my gosh. It would have been great if it was a joint press conference with Bill Belichick and he dropped that in the press conference. Only you know what I mean, baby. So, Rob Gronkowski. He is, he's Rob Gronkowski. There's nobody in the world like him. All right, moving on to our coaches. Mike Leach is probably the opposite of Rob Gronkowski. So Leach, sarcastic and snarky. We know these two things about him, and he is also great for Hall of Fame material. He didn't get in the last time when he was ripping his own team. Now he's taking aim at Cubs fans.
There's just too many out-of-the-woodwork people that, just like them because they like the uniforms, don't know the first thing about baseball, probably have never even attended a Cubs game, but that's just going to be their team since they have something to talk about over the copy machine and the cooler. What happened in the one playoffs? The one guy, there's a ball that the guy, it would have been like the greatest catch in the history of the world if that guy would have managed to catch it. So the poor guy in the stands touches the ball. And then they proceed to make errors and not do well at the plate or whatever. And so then all of a sudden it's that guy's fault that the Cubs didn't win. I mean, baloney. So I'm straight Indians.
You know what? Cubs fans, he hates you because you were mean to Steve Bartman. So Steve Bartman has an ally in Mike Leach. Plus, Leach is really not a big fan of the bandwagon jumping, as you can tell. So he's straight Indians.
Contaminated America where they give every kid a trophy. And
I mean, it's a travesty that Mike Leach is not already in the After Hours Hall of Fame multiple times.
I got receivers running routes that don't even resemble anything
that we teach. That was my favorite. I mean, that was so classic Hall of Fame last time, but he got trumped by Kevin Harlan. So we'll see whether or not Mike Leach gets in this time. It's After Hours with Amy Lawrence here on CBS Sports Radio. So when you're talking about coaches, Chuck Pagano, he's got some Chuckisms, like they can fire you, but they can't eat you. He also really does rely on the cliches, as you hear with this impressive montage from Clark Wade of the Indy Star.
Take it one day at a time, and you keep swinging the axe and keep chopping wood, if you will, and eventually the tree will fall. Enemy is always in your own camp, chopping wood one day at a time. One game at a time, it's the next one. It's the most important one because it is the next one. Nothing else matters but the next game. Day after day after day, and stick to the process and keep practicing and keep grinding, and eventually, if you keep swinging the axe, the tree's going to fall. Keep chopping wood. Anybody else, you take it one day at a time. He's a warrior. I'm not a doctor. It is what it is. You know what? We're just taking it, one day at a time. You know what I'm going to say. You got to stick to the process. Keep your blinders on. Keep your earmuffs on. It is what it is. It is what it is. Next man up, if you will. He's going through the process. We stick to that plan. It is what it is, but it's a war of attrition. It's that old saying, so what, now what? Matriculate the ball down the field. It's next man up. He's a grinder. You can control what you can control. You keep chopping, the tree will fall.
Oh, my gosh. That is fantastic. I mean, thank you so much, Clark Wade of the Indy Star, for putting together a whole reel of Chuck's cliches. It's wonderful. Now, that leaves us this one last candidate, and I tell you what, Mike Zimmer, he is really hurt by the idea that you would think he would be responsible for slashing a whole family of stuffed animals. I mean, an army of stuffed animals. That was some kind of story coming out of the Vikings locker room, and he took major exception to it.
I want to set the record straight on an erroneous report that I feel like attacked my character and my reputation. I've got about 10 pages of things here that Mike Zimmer mass slaughtering of stuffed animals, motivational tactic didn't help, failed to motivate Vikings with bloodied stuffed animals, weird motivational techniques, slaughtered a bunch of stuffed animals, violent stuffed animal message didn't help Vikings and loss, commit stuffed animal genocide, stage a stuffed animal massacre, stuffed animal slaughter, karma turns on Vikings, slitting the throats of stuffed animals is not enough to motivate. So I had nothing to do with that.
Oh my gosh. I don't even know what stuffed animal genocide is, but the fact that those two phrases are in the same sentence, Mike Zimmer's really upset about this. And if you must know, he donated all those stuffed animals to Toys for Tots. He was mad. He felt like it was a blight on his character. He was really upset. So Mike Zimmer's got my vote because I've just never heard anything like that in my entire life.
Animal slaughter, karma turns on Vikings.
I mean, it's not funny because he's so serious about it, but have you ever heard stuffed animal genocide before?
That's exactly why it is so funny.
Stuffed animal massacre? He is really serious about this. I'm going Mike Zimmer.
I would like to fly Mike Zimmer here to New York, and I would like to have him take care of some of the stuffed animals in my kids' room, so it's taking up way too much space. So if he's an expert at doing this, maybe we can take care of that.
No,
but I'm going to vote
he
for
denies.
Mike. I'm going to vote for Mike Zimmer.
Denies it. Wow, two of us for Mike Zimmer. Boom. All right, how we doing in there, guys?
Oh no, it was a no-brainer Zimmer for me, but now I feel not original. But it's a no-brainer. I mean, this is an NFL coach.
Classic. Talking about stuffed animal genocide. Isaac.
I'm going with grumpy old man, get off my porch, Mike Leach.
That's true. Man, he hates Cubs fans for no reason in particular. Because they hate Steve Bartman, I guess. Oh my gosh, good stuff. Vote, 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 vote. Hey boss, call in your vote to the hotline. It's After Hours with Amy Lawrence on CBS Sports Radio. It's time. We got to go with our Hall of Fame inductee, our newest one. Welcome.
You're there's just too many out of the woodwork people that, just like them because they like the uniforms, don't know the first thing about baseball, probably have never even attended a Cubs game, but that's just going to be their team since they have something to talk about over the copy machine and the cooler. What happened in the one playoffs? The one guy, there's a ball that the guy, it would have been like the greatest catch in the history of the world if that guy would have managed to catch it. So the poor guy in the stands touches the ball. And then they proceed to make errors and not do well at the plate or whatever. And so then all of a sudden it's that guy's fault that the Cubs didn't win. I mean, baloney. So I'm straight Indians.
If he takes aim at you, you are out luck. He's coming after you, my friend. So thanks for all your votes.
Of a JC softball game.
It was a very close vote. I'm so sad about Mike Zimmer. Maybe we'll get him to yell about stuffed animals again sometime in the future. Stuffed animal genocide and all.